Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is chapter 1019, Heliceratops, or Triceracopter, however you want to go with translations. Official one is a Heliceratops. But it's going to be mostly about Franky and Sasaki. I'm going to start by pointing out the artwork. This week's art is the Straw Hat Crew on the back of a bunch of uh, whale sharks, that's what they're called. And it's a color spread, which is really nice. We get those now and then. And I know we've had a couple spreads with Jinbei now, but this is like one where it's obviously, Jinbei's controlling the whale sharks. He's even one of the whale sharks that's being ridden. I know it's been months since Jinbei's been officially a member, but it's nice to see him and the crew together. I'm looking forward to seeing more crew interactions once we get to the post Wano arc. But until then, let's get down to the actual chapter itself. So the chapter starts with Sanji fighting against Queen as Queen's firing off rapid fire laser strikes against him, and Sanji goes, "Ooh, those rapid fire lasers are pretty cool. I bet Franky would like that kind of tech." So who knows? Maybe after Wano, Franky and Sanji go on a walk to the laboratory of Queen. Probably take Chopper with them too. That way they can examine not only his weapons of advancement, but also his medicine advancements. Granted, he's Queen the Plague. He's mostly making diseases, but to make a disease and to be safe about it, you also have to make yourself a cure. Which means Chopper might be able to take what he learns from Queen's diseases and use them for more of a vaccine type decisions. Carrying on as the two of them are duking it out, Miyagi and Tristan are still working on healing Zoro. It's interesting to see that Chopper's nowhere to be found here. I know he's in like little old baby Gramps mode, but that doesn't usually stop Chopper from healing someone. So either the two of them are hitting Zoro with some experimental thing and Chopper's busy healing other people, or maybe Chopper is just, I don't know. It's just weird that Chopper's not working on Zoro, even though they're, in the same crew and all that. But that's pretty much all we see of those two. The chapter jumps a little bit down to Luffy with the Heart Pirates as they're working on him. They're worried that he's dying, he's coughing up a lot of water. Then he screams out for meat, and anyone who's read One Piece knows that means Luffy is perfectly okay and there's absolutely nothing to worry about. In fact, we don't even need to be worried about Luffy getting to Onigashima, because as soon as the Heart Pirates heal him, they're going to surface. Luffy's going to be on the Polar Tang, gear forth, bound man, and just bounce his way up to Onigashima, where he will then take on Kaido. So the monster trio are pretty much set right now for what's going on with them. But the big headliner, pun intended, of this chapter is Franky. Franky and Sasaki are duking it out, and they notice some of Sasaki's, subordinates have started to turn on him. So Franky and Sasaki are duking it out, and Sasaki's subordinates, the gifters, are starting to attack his non-gifter subordinates, and regardless of what's going on, Sasaki just flat out sees this as treason. However, he obviously can't dedicate a lot of time to that because he's fighting Franky right now. This causes him to just shift out of his dinosaur form into his hybrid form, which, in my opinion, his is actually looks pretty cool. As a kid, I was a big fan of Triceratops. They were probably my favorite dinosaur. As I got older, I started liking ankylosaurs more. I'm just a big fan of armored dinosaurs, to be honest. So it's pretty cool to see that his hybrid form wasn't something goofy or stupid looking. But it would be remiss to mention that in a Franky fight, things have to get weird. So he pulls out this sword that has like a spiral buzzsaw kind of technique to it. And Franky even mentions, man, not this thing again. So it's clearly a sword that's, been a big problem during their fight. However, he's not attacking Franky with it this time. Instead, he decides to go after his men. for their treason, as he put it. Only, to do that, he decides to fly. So he decides to fly by taking the big bone frill part that Triceratops have, and it just starts rotating around his neck like a hula hoop till he starts just levitating. And Franky's like, "Oh, hold on. Can dinosaurs do that? Is that a dinosaur thing?" And Sasuke's like, "You should know better than to laugh in the face of the Tobiropo. We are the Flying Six, the mightiest of Kaido's forces." Not realizing that it's literally just him and Black Maria. That's all that's left. I mean, this is the downside of being like in a war where all your forces are so spread that you can't actually communicate. So they don't actually know who's gotten taken out. But as it stands right now, it's just the two of them. And anyways, back to what I was saying. So he takes his levitating Triceratops form and he just goes to town on all of his men just to take them out. Franky obviously tries to stop this, and Sasuke's like, "Haha, well, wait till I use this for ramming speed." And he gets into his Triceratops form and he uses the propeller and he launches himself backwards. To anyone who remembers the Zoro and Kaku fight, it was kind of like that, where Kaku, pushed his neck in so far that his legs came out like a pasta machine. And as he flies back, Franky goes, "Hey, did you mean to do that?" And he goes, yeah, this is the optimal distance that I needed for my next attack." And you even see him blushing. It's pretty cute. But with this extra range, it actually does work to his advantage. He goes at full-on ramming speed and hits the General Franky so hard that it causes the indentation of the metal to hit the rockets, causing the whole thing to explode. Now, granted, Sasuke thought that this would take out both of them. However, I think he forgot that, or did he forget? Because technically Franky showed up in the Shogun. So I don't think Sasuke knew there was a little man inside of there. But he finds that out way too late, as Franky gets a radical beam and just pierces Sasuke with it. Now, granted, radical beam costs Franky a lot of energy. I do like the nod at the beginning of the chapter, Sanji saying how Franky could use some more rapid fire lasers. Franky finishing this fight with a laser. It's a nice little bow on this fight. And Sasuke is down. If you combine this with the fight between Jinbei and Who's Who, no offense to the Tobiropo or anything, are we really supposed to be afraid of these guys? But that joke aside, I've noticed that the Straw Hats are walking away from their fights relatively unharmed. I mean, they're obviously battered and bruised, but aside from Zoro, every Straw Hat is walking away ready for a fight still. Now, we may see something completely different with the Black Maria fight, but I'm willing to predict that Brook and Robin are going to finish Black Maria off in a single chapter, and they'll be free to do whatever. Perhaps, and I would really like this if it happened, this is leading up to the entire Straw Hat crew fighting Kaido as a team. On the note of Kaido, we get to see him fighting Yamato, and Yamato has taken on a new form. Now, a lot of people had the prediction, myself included, that Yamato ate a devil fruit that allows her to turn into a white tiger, the enemy of the dragon. However, as we learn, this was not an intentional devil fruit. See, Kaido had the devil fruit, expresses frustration that Yamato ate it, and she even expresses back, "Hey, I just ate it because I was hungry. I didn't know what it was. I wanted to leave this island, and now I can't even swim. But I need to stay on this island, because if I don't help these people, how can I call myself Odin?" And then we get to see Yamato's hybrid form, which I don't know what it is. If it is a tiger, it doesn't look like It doesn't look like Who's Who or Rob Lucci's hybrid forms, and they're the only other cats we've seen so far, so forgive me if I'm being a little presumptuous. The ears are a bit elongated, and she's got like a little snout. It might be some kind of dog, or her devil fruit might be some kind of deer. I don't know too much about mythology, and I'll do some research myself. But as it stands right now, Yamato devil fruit confirmed, and Straw Hats are still wandering around relatively okay. Like, we know Luffy's gonna recover. He's gonna eat some meat, gonna hit that gear 4th and fly back up to fight Kaido. Maybe it will be an entire crew against Kaido, and I would really like to see that. It's been so long since we've seen the crew take on a single opponent together. But, as always, you know, it is speculation. I don't write One Piece, and I would like to hear your thoughts on this one, because I can't make polls yet. I need 1,000 subscribers to do that. But let me know in the comments whether you believe the Straw Hats are going to fight Kaido as a team, or if something else is going to happen, Luffy 1v1s Kaido and the crew is going to handle something else going on. Either way, I don't believe we have a chapter next week, so it's going to be a little bit till we see what happens next. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.